Welcome to the session on calculating patient responsibility. What we've done is taken some generic information from what would be a remittance advice and pared it down for just the purposes of this discussion. So let's go through to see what you have here. You have the patient last name, the date of service, which in this case is all the same date, the CPT code, and brief description of each one, the charges submitted for each CPT code. Please notice that each charge is unique and is dependent upon that CPT code. The allowed amount, according to the payer, 20%, which is a calculated amount from the allowed amount, which is the coinsurance amount owed by the patient. The deductible left over in that patient's account. Now notice that the deductible is unique to each patient. And then we have these fields left here for us to calculate the patient responsibility. Before we get started on that, just remember that patient responsibility is the copayment, if any, plus the coinsurance, if any, plus the deductible, if any. Once we have met the deductible, the patient is only responsible for copayments and coinsurances. So let's go back to our patient Hemet. We see that there is an allowed amount of $656.27, of which the calculated 20% is $131.25. And we notice that the patient has no deductible left, which means he's met all of his deductible already. So the patient responsibility in this case is the $131.25. All right, next we'll move to our patient Jones with our new patient visit, who had an allowed amount of $76.32, of which $15.26 is left over. Again, this patient has met her deductible, so the allowed patient responsibility is going to be $15.26. All right, our next patient is where it gets a little bit more interesting. So we have an allowed amount of $74.16, of which coinsurance would be $14.83. However, this patient has a $100 deductible left. So before the insurance will start paying for anything, this patient actually has to meet the entire deductible. Now, because we are talking about participating with the insurance company and accepting assignment, this is the total allowed amount that we can collect from both the insurance company and the patient combined. So if you look here, see our little formula is the allowed amount is the patient responsibility plus the insurance responsibility. We cannot collect the difference between the charges and the allowed amount. That's called balance billing, and if you're participating, you cannot do that. So the sum total of what we can collect from the patient is this $74.16 right here. Our final patient, Ramos, we have a similar situation where the allowed amount is $20.16. The patient has a $27 deductible left, so what we have to collect is the $20.16. What happens to the difference between what we've collected and the charges, you ask? Well, those are called adjustments and are the topic of another conversation. Thank you for attending this session. I hope it has been helpful.